The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is the latest game in the Zelda franchise, and in this title, Link has new abilities that have never been seen in a Zelda game before. My name is Kozub, and I was one of the first people in the world, outside of Nintendo, who got to play this game. In this video, I'm going to highlight 4 new abilities that Link has that make it unique from other Zelda games. Quick backstory, I do an ongoing tech and video game segment on a national TV morning show in Canada. I'm also a huge Zelda fan. So, I was very excited when Nintendo invited me to New York to preview the game. For the preview, I got to play for about 1 hour, so this video is just a basic intro to some of the new abilities you'll discover in Tears of the Kingdom and how they can work. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the game. Ultrahand is something you'll be using a lot in Tears of the Kingdom. It allows you to pick up and move various things in your surroundings. In the preview, I had to use Ultrahand to lift a minecart that had jumped off the tracks and then put it back in place. I then used that minecart to get across to a different area of the map. Ultrahand is also something that you'll be using to solve puzzles. In one part of the preview, there was this massive stone structure that I had to spin and rotate back and forth to create a bridge between 2 areas so that I could carry a heavy object back. I also ended up giving it a few extra spins and finding a treasure chest. When you activate Ultrahand, objects that can be moved are highlighted, so it's really obvious what you can and can't do. If you ever get stuck in the game, your first move should be to activate Ultrahand and see what glows. One new ability that is only limited by how creative you can be is called Fuse. This allows you to join objects together to create new and better things to help Link along his quest. In Tears of the Kingdom, you'll end up using Fuse in lots of different ways. For puzzle solving, you might fuse logs together to help build a little boat so you can cross a lake. Or maybe you'll find Zonai devices laying around, which are pieces of ancient technology like fans or levers, and you can fuse multiple Zonai with objects in the environment to make elaborate machines to help you get across the map quickly. It's also cool to fuse items in your inventory for different effects. For example, you can take a key's eyeball, fuse it to an arrow, and it will lock onto enemies, so you're almost guaranteed to hit them anytime you pull back that bowstring. Or you can fuse rocks together to make your sword stronger. A personal favorite was fusing rockets to my shield so I could blast into the air and then quickly get to high places. Another method of quickly getting to high places is by using the new Ascend ability. This allows you to travel from ground level to a higher level by going through objects and platforms above you. When you ascend through to the other side, the environment and enemies in that area are temporarily motionless. This gives you a chance to assess the situation of the place that you just traveled to. If it looks like the coast is clear, you can keep on going. If not, you can just travel back to where you started with the push of a button. There is a height limit that comes with the Ascend ability. At one point, I got knocked off of an enemy tower, and I wasn't able to ascend to the level I fell from, but I was able to ascend to a lower level, so it ultimately did speed things up. During the preview, I sometimes forgot, though, that Ascend was a new ability available to Link, so I would just use the Rocket Shield to travel up high instead, but that used up items from my inventory, so Ascend is actually a better option for traveling up, at least over short distances. The 4th and final ability I'll mention in this video is called Recall. This allows Link to reverse time for a very specific object. In my preview gameplay, a bunch of bokoblins rolled this giant spiked ball at me right before I was about to cross a bridge. I was able to use Recall to reverse time for just that spiked ball, so it rolled back the way it came, and I think it took out a few of the enemies at the same time. At a later point in the game, Recall was essential in helping me solve a puzzle which involved opening floodgates to drain a pool of water. In my experience, I didn't use this new ability as much as Fuse or Ultrahand, but the times it was needed, it worked great. Now that you've seen a few of the new abilities that are part of Tears of the Kingdom, what do you think? Is there something you're super excited to try and fuse together? Which new ability do you think that you will be using the most? Let me know in the comments section of this video. Even though I only got to play this game for a limited amount of time before making this video, I am so excited about Tears of the Kingdom, and I can't wait to dig back into this title. I loved Breath of the Wild, and in much the same way that climbing changed the way that you would explore the map in Breath of the Wild, I think being able to build so many different things to help you solve puzzles and beat enemies is going to have a similar effect for Tears of the Kingdom. It is absolutely going to feel unique from any other Zelda game. Hopefully you enjoyed watching my preview video for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. If you want to keep in touch, you'll find me on social media at Kozub. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy playing Tears of the Kingdom.